Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel, and today guys we're doing another video for you. This is not a review or even a recommendation video. This is my championship predictions because the championship kicks off for a new season on Friday. So I thought I'd get my predictions out nice and early and say where I think everyone's going to finish, who's going to succeed and who's going to go down, who's going to have heartbreak and who's going to have joy. I got out my Premier League predictions yesterday, so it's only fair that I got out my championship predictions today. Now I'm going to run through who's going to finish bottom and who's going to finish top. I will fit in other places as well, obviously. I'm going to tell you why I think that team might struggle or succeed, and who they've brought in and who they've let go, sold, released, so forth and so forth. But yes guys, if you do enjoy this video, give this video a thumbs up and comment down below what your predictions for the championship, if you follow it, are going to be. So let's start in at 24th, bottom spot. I think that will go to Oxford. Oxford haven't been at this level for some time. They have brought in some good signings. Matt Phillips, who's got pedigree in this division and in Premier League, and Premissoir Placheta, who's obviously played at this level for like the likes of Birmingham, Swansea and Norwich. But I just think this is a step too far for Oxford. That to be here is an absolute amazing achievement. No one thought they'd do it with the teams that were in and around kicking in League One last season, but they've got a good young manager in Des Buckingham, so we'll have to wait and see. You never know, they could surprise some people. In 23rd, I've got Derby County. The reason I've got Derby so down low, I haven't heard any transfer rumours or who they've signed. They've got some good players, don't get me wrong. They've got the likes of Bird, Sibley, Collins, but I think Collins might have left. So any Derby fans, let me know down in the comment section if that's true or not. But yeah, I don't know about Derby. I just think, again, this is a step too far. So, but they have got Paul Warne as a manager. He's got pedigree at this division with Rotherham, albeit Rotherham are a yo-yo team, keep going up and down. But yeah, I just don't think Paul Warne's going to be able to get out of this. I reckon he might have a similar squad to what he had at Rotherham, but I don't see them beating the job. Now, in at 22nd and just getting the final relegation place, sorry to say this, pie face, but it's Plymouth. Now, Plymouth have got a good squad. They have, you know. But look at their manager, Wayne Rooney. He is known for dicing with danger. He was basically the reason Birmingham City went down to League One. Birmingham were in the playoffs under John Eustace. Got rid of him, got in Wayne Rooney, and look what happened to him. So I'm sorry, Plymouth, but Wayne Rooney is not the manager for you, and you are going to be in a lot of trouble. You've got some good players. If you can keep hold of Morgan Whittaker, you should still be able to score goals. But, you know, you've got Ballymumba, absolute steal from Norwich for £1 million. But, like I said, Rooney doesn't really know what he's talking about, so you could be in a lot of trouble. In 21st and just avoiding the drop are Blackburn Rovers. Now, Blackburn have got some really good players, but their main striker in Sammy Szmodics is obviously on the radar of Premier League clubs. Now, if they lose him, I think they're in a lot of trouble. Yes, they've still got a lot of good players. They've just signed Andreas Weimann from Bristol City, and they've got the likes of Tyrese Dolan, and they've got some good players. But Szmodics was mainly the reason they stayed up last season. And if he goes, I don't know, guys. I really don't know, but we'll have to wait and see on that one. Now, in 20th, I've got Watford, and the reason why Watford are so low down for me and not higher up in the table is because their transfer, their transfer spending is a bit weird, really. I've heard from a couple of, people in general, just neutral fans, about Watford and what they're doing with their transfer and everything, and it's a weird one. But I hope Tom Cleverley doesn't fall to the sacking, because Watford are known for just getting rid of manager after manager after manager. I fear for Tom. If he doesn't get a few results in the first few games, he could be facing the sack, and that would just be typical Watford, really. But yeah, I've not heard any rumours of who they've released, who they've brought in. So yeah, I really fear for Watford this season. Sorry, Hornet fans, I really do. But in 19th spot and moving on upwards in the table, we have Portsmouth. Now, Portsmouth obviously won the league last season. They've got some great players. Colby Bishop is their main striker. They had Abu Kamara from Norwich on loan. on their title-winning season. He's not going to go back there. Sorry, Pompey fans, but he's ours now for the foreseeable future. But yeah, I just see Portsmouth having a really good run this season. They've got home advantage. They should have been in this division a long time ago. Fratton Park is an absolute amazing ground to be in the Championship. So yeah, Portsmouth fans, you're going to have a solid season. Now, in 18th spot, we have Cardiff. Now, again, Cardiff have signed some good players. You know, they got a good squad, but I just see them just having one of those seasons, you know, where it's going to be okay. They're not going to go up, but they're not going to go down. So they're going to have an all right season. Now, Cardiff fans are going to hate me for this one. At 17th, I put Swansea. And reason being is I think Swansea are just a bit better than Cardiff. Not a lot better, just a bit better. They've got some good players in their squad, most definitely. Yates being one of them. I really like his style of play. But yeah, again, they're not going to go up. They're not going to go down. So sorry, Swansea fans, but it is what it is. Now, in 16th spot, and this might surprise a lot of people, I've got Hull City. Now, Hull have lost a lot of players. Believe you me, they lost Delap. They lost Philogene. They've lost their manager. They got rid of Liam Rosenior. I think that's the wrong move in itself. They've brought in this guy called from Hamburg or something. I just think it's the wrong move, and I think this is really going to backfire on the owners. I really do. They've still got a couple of good players, but like I said, they've also lost Jacob Greaves. If they lost Tufan, I think that's it. I think Hull are really going to have a miserable season. And that's so mad, you know, the contrast of last season when they were fighting for playoffs and just narrowly missed out to this season where I just don't see them doing anything. Sorry, Hull fans, it is what it is. Now, in 15th spot, we've got Sunderland. Now, Sunderland had a rotten time last season, didn't they? Christ O'Malley. Couldn't win a game for love nor money. Mainly, they had players out injured, but they've kept the likes of Jack Clark, you know, so he is still going to be of interest to some clubs. If they lose him, then I don't know what's going to happen. They've got a new manager from Lorient, Regis Lestis. So we'll have to wait and see how he adapts to English football. But yeah, Sunderland fans, I just see you finishing 15th. Now in 14th, we've got Millwall. Now Millwall have signed some quality players and they've still got quality players. They've got the likes of Cooper at the back. They've just signed Macaulay Langstaff from Notts County. He's been firing goals in the EFL and in the National League. So I hope he really has a great season. But it's a big step up from League Two to Championship football. So I have to wait and see on that. They've got Bradshaw. Yeah, they're really going to be good this season. Millwall is a tough place to go to. You don't want to go there, honestly. But yeah, I see Millwall having a solid season. Now in 13th place, we have Preston North End. Preston are always fighting for playoffs. They're always one of them teams where you don't know what kind of team is going to turn up. You know, it could be a team that turns up and they absolutely stomp you, or you could absolutely batter them. You don't really know with Preston. It's a weird one. But yeah, Preston are just going to be hanging maybe in and around the playoffs. I know I've got them down at 13th, but you never know. I really didn't know where to put Preston because I don't really know. But yeah, Preston are still going to have a solid season. Now in at 12, we've got Bristol City. Bristol City have lost Andreas Freiman, but they've still got some good players. I don't know what's going to happen with Tommy Conway. We don't know what's going to happen there. You know, Dickey, I don't know if he's still there or if he's gone back to QPR. So, you know, they've got Sam Bell, up-and-coming talent. But, yeah, I think it's just going to be a mid-table finish for Bristol City. Now, big movers in and at 11th. Most people had this team to go down, but they've made a lot of great signings, and that is Sheffield Wednesday. I've seen a lot of people predict that they will be fighting for playoffs this season. And what a transition that would be, you know. Done a remarkable job of staying up last season. You know, nobody gave him a shot of staying up. You know, and it looks like they're coming this season firing on all cylinders. Signed a lot of players, got a lot of great players. Barry Bannon, Josh Windass, you know, they've got really a lot of good players. And I look forward to seeing what they're going to do this season. So, Owl fans, you'll be pleased to know that I've put your team really high up and I think you're going to have a great season. Now, coming in at 10th, we've got Stoke. And Stoke, again, have signed a lot of great players. They've signed Ben Gibson. And he's going to be good for them at the back. But, yeah, I see Stoke having a really strong season. They've had it difficult and had it tough at times recently. But I see them on the up now. And I see them going in at 10th spot. Now, in at 9th, we've got Middlesbrough. I've got one of my best mates is a Middlesbrough fan, actually, and he sometimes dreads looking forward to the season, but sometimes looking forward to it. I think Michael Carrick's still a great boss. I think he's still got a philosophy. They've got some great players, and yeah, I can't wait to see what they're going to do as well. Now, coming in at 8th, we've got West Brom. Again, West Brom lost a few players, so it could be hard on them. But I still think they're going to fight for promotion via the playoffs. And I think they're just going to miss out. Sorry, Baggy fans, but it is just what it is. Now, in at 7th and just missing out on the playoffs is Coventry. Now, they had a remarkable season last season and they nearly got to the FA Cup final. Mark Robins, I do believe, is still going to be kicking on this season and definitely going to be fighting for that playoff spot, but I just think he's going to miss out. Coventry got some amazing players. Ellis Sims, back end of last season, was firing on all cylinders. You know, they have lost Callum O'Hare, though, in the midfield, so that could be a bit of a problem for creativity, but we'll have to wait and see. Now, clinging on to the last playoff spot in 6th spot, and this is going to shock some people, are Leeds United. Most people would have them for top 2, but I've got them in at 6. And the reason I've got them in at 6 is because they have lost pretty much all their players. Apart from Rutter, James and Meslier, everyone else, pardon me guys, everyone else is gone. Gray, Somerville, Gnotto's on his way out. You know, they have lost everyone, and I just don't see what kind of team they're going to be fielding at the weekend for the rest of the season. They've not even brought in anyone. They're looking at Johnny Rowe. Yeah, but they looked at Kenny McLean. It's not happening, Leeds fans. Sorry to burst your bubble. It's not going to happen. Why would Rowe, you know, go to you? He wouldn't, you know. But anyway, I see Leeds finishing in at 6th. Now, these are my dark horses in at 5th spot, and it seems like that for a lot of people, actually. A QPR. They've signed a lot of good players. Kenneth Powell has come in, I think, permanently. I think he was on loan at you boys last season. Let me know, QPR fans, if I got that wrong. I probably have. But they've got a lot of great players, QPR. And this boss that they've got, really is the real deal. Last season, he got him out of a spot of bother when, obviously, Gareth Ainsworth was the manager and weren't doing a good job. He came in and, wow, I like their style of play. I really believe they're the dark horses this season and they're going to do well. And I'm going to back them to go up via the playoffs. Now, in 4th spot, we've got Sheffield United. Now, Sheffield United, once again, have lost a lot of good players. They lost Ollie McBurney. I'm not saying he's a good player or not. But yeah, they've lost a lot of good players. And they're bringing in a few players I've seen. They're bringing in Alfie Gilchrist from Chelsea on loan. They're bringing in Harry Suter from Leicester on loan. So they're definitely recruiting. And I think they're going to definitely be fighting for at least the top 2. It's going to be a difficult season, most definitely. Now, in at 3rd, we've got Burnley. I think Burnley are going to go for the top 2. They've lost Vincent Kompany, obviously. That is a massive blow. They've brought in Scott Parker. Yes, he's known for getting promoted, but I just don't think that was the right appointment. They lost Craig Bellamy, obviously, to Wales. You know, some of their players are going to go. Funny enough, they've still got Wout Weghorst on the books at Burnley, so that'd be interesting to see if he would play in the Championship. I don't think he would, but imagine that, guys. But yeah, I see Burnley just missing out on the top 2. Sorry, Clarets fans, it is what it is. Now, number 2, I'm not being biased here, guys. I'm not being biased. Believe you me, from the bottom of my heart, I'm not being biased. But we have Norwich City. Now, we have brought in a few players. We've brought in Callum Doyle on loan from Man City. We've brought in Jose Cordoba for 3.5 million. We've brought in Ben Crisene from Villa, who's got pedigree at this level. As has Callum, so, you know, as has Callum Doyle. So, you know, I really do believe we're going to be challenging for top 2 this season. We've got Angus Gunn, great goalkeeper, great right back in Stacey. We've got up-and-coming talent such as Kennebo and Brad Hills at the back. Kennebo up front if we need a new striker, because obviously Barnsley's out injured at the minute. We've got Sargent, we've got McLean. Yes, we've lost Gabby Sarah in midfield. That's a big blow, definitely. But we've got Borja Sainz, we've got Rowe, we've got Hernandez. I could go on, and you guys don't want to hear me going on for the next 3 or 4 minutes, guys. So yeah, I definitely feel with the squad we have, there's no reason why we shouldn't be pushing for promotion, and we've got a new boss as well. So it's definitely onwards and upwards really for the Canaries. And yes, I will be backing the boys all season. Now, inner one top spot goes to Luton Town. Luton have kept pretty much all their players that they had in the Premier League last season. We saw how they played, and they played really well. Unfortunately, they didn't stay up, but I see them bouncing straight back. They've got a great manager in Rob Edwards, and I just don't see why they wouldn't kick on. You know, they haven't lost anyone, they haven't bought anyone, but that's fine because the squad is a unit, and their integrity is what's most important, their camaraderie within each other. They know how each other plays, and they know the style. So I don't see why Luton wouldn't win the title this season. But those are my predictions for the 24-25 championship table, I guess you could say. Let me know down in the comment section what you guys think. If you support any of these teams, what's your expectation? What's the reality? And yeah, I'd love to hear from you guys. So until the next video, guys, I'll catch you later. See you soon. Bye-bye.